Monica Caicedo terrorizing Chloe Kelly and the Arsenal defence, and Kaz Weir spraying passes. I cannot wait to see what unfolds here tonight.
And neither can the crowd in here at the Emirates, who are making their voices heard. Arsenal breaking away from their pre-match huddle, and the twirling scarves, red and white scarves, as we get underway here. Referee Silvia Gasparotti blowing the whistle. Arsenal in their traditional home kits of red shirts, white shorts and red socks, playing from our left to right. Real Madrid in their all grey, playing from right to left, and still the scarves are twirling as this Arsenal crowd try and cheer their side on to what would be an 8th Champions League semi-final, but they do have a mountain to climb. They are down by 2 goals from the first leg. So Karen, when you face a mountain like this, we know the old cliche, the first goal will be crucial. How quickly do you go out and try and make sure that it's yours?
I think you have to attack this game, and Arsenal look like they have. They're already playing balls into the channel nice and early, looking for seconds.
As that ball comes into the box, Chloe Kelly tries to get a foot on the end of it, but it falls kindly for Leonardson-Monham, but her pass just goes trickling out of play for a Real Madrid throw-in. But like you say, Arsenal starting on the front foot.
There's certainly an intention there to play in that space in behind the fullbacks. I think it's just going to be really interesting tonight to see just how high Sheila Garcia and Olga Carmona are going to get, and will there be that much space to actually attack. But they certainly look up for it, Arsenal.
Olga Carmona, a name that may be very familiar to anybody who was watching the Women's World Cup out in Australia. Scored the goal in the semi-final that took Spain to the final, and of course scored the one and only goal in the final against England. She playing at left back, her usual position, heavily strapped, and as Arsenal try and put the Real Madrid defence under pressure, but they've worked it out well to Carmona. Her pass though cut out by Leah Williamson, to a huge roar from this Emirates crowd, and Arsenal very much on the front foot.
That's a great shift from Arsenal. That press is nice and aggressive, making it uncomfortable, and I think the target tonight for me has to be Maria Mendes. Play off her, she's going to give you some passes. She can be a bit wild, slightly emotional with her distribution, but what I really like is the fact that Leah Williamson has found herself in Arsenal's attacking half, supporting that pressure from Chloe Kelly.
She's on the ball now in the centre circle. Leah Williamson spreads it out to Mariona Caldenti with her trademark little yellow headband on, the diminutive Spaniard figure of Mariona Caldenti. She'll be desperate to get a good result tonight, the former Barcelona player. Out wide the ball comes towards Emily Fox, but Carmona will get there first, plays it off the Arsenal player, but she's managed to control it, keep it in, and Leonardson-Monham tries to keep it under control and drive into the box. Still Arsenal have it though. It's back with Leonardson-Monham. The cross is cut out and Carmona just has to swipe it away, and this is real pressure from Arsenal in the early stages.
Certainly is. Emily Fox is nice and high, combining. There's a 3v3 out here in these wide areas, and I just love the fact they're trying to penetrate the box and get at the goal.
Leonardson-Monham with the effort. I think it was a shot. It spun up off her boot, and it was easy for Rodriguez to clutch. The Spanish goalkeeper throws it out for a chance for Real Madrid to get some time on the ball. They've not had much of it yet in this game, but they are forced backwards once again by Arsenal, and is back at the feet of Rodriguez, and Russo putting on the press, forcing the Spanish goalkeeper to take it quickly, but it finds a way to Caicedo. But Emily Fox has done really well to win ball back for Arsenal, and it's back with Leah Williamson in Arsenal's half, and Arsenal are just not giving Real Madrid a second on the ball.
No, they can't breathe. They're suffocating them, and that's exactly the pressure that I was talking about in the pre-game show, around Lesia Russo really trying to make it uncomfortable for Real Madrid to get a foothold in this game, and they're doing that fantastically well. Emily Fox is off to a great start getting forward. A lot of this play coming down the right-hand side, and it's a great positive feeling here at the Emirates.
There is a lot of positivity, a lot of belief amongst the players, as we've heard in the build-up to this game, but also this crowd, that Arsenal can overturn this deficit. They are, incidentally, the only team in Women's Champions League history to overturn a 2-0 deficit from a first leg, coming all the way back in 2004. It was a wee while ago now, but perhaps they can do it again. Driving into the box is Caitlin Ford, but that is cut out and swiped clean, but it will fall to Leah Williamson just on the edge of the centre circle. Everybody is in that Real Madrid defensive third as Arsenal look to try and find a way through. It is out onto this left-hand side with McCabe. She drops the shoulder, she does really well, gets the cross in, but it is headed clear and away by Carmona. But again, Emily Fox will get there before Caicedo and Williamson will clear it up, but Caldenti just can't quite control the ball. But again, Real Madrid and Caroline Weir forced to get rid of it quickly, and it will go out for an Arsenal throw-in, which Leah Williamson takes very, very quickly. They are keen to keep this game going and to keep this pressure on.
They certainly are. The ball speed is there. That was exactly one of the things we were talking about in the build-up to this game, around moving the ball quickly. Real Madrid in a mid to low block, trying to keep it nice and compact, but Alessia Russo does really well to find pockets of space. And again, what we saw earlier was Caroline Weir hoof it down the channel for an out ball that Linda Caicedo couldn't get to, and that's literally all they have at the minute under this pressure from Arsenal.
It is a wonderful battle, Linda Caicedo and Emily Fox. Emily Fox has actually recorded the fastest speed in the Women's Champions League this season so far, so she is certainly no slouch. It will be a real battle if Caicedo gets her legs going, because Emily Fox will be certainly has it in her locker to keep up. But it is a Real Madrid throw-in on this left-hand side. Carmona with the ball in her hands, just level with the edge of Real Madrid's penalty box. Arsenal penning them in. Carmona trying to go over the top, but Fox will win that. Thought that was a free kick, nothing given though, but it falls to Steph Catley just inside the Real Madrid half. She's got Caldenti in front of her, pops it back to Catley and to Williamson, and every Arsenal player bar the goalkeeper is in the Real Madrid half. They go long looking for the run of Fox. She's not going to get on the end of that though. It will be a Real Madrid goal kick, but at the moment Real Madrid are not finding a way to get their foot on this ball at all.
No, they're not. I don't think they'll be fazed by it, to be honest. I think this is exactly what they probably expected from Arsenal. A really quick start. Arsenal looking to punch Real Madrid in the mouth, and it's going to be all about the transition and who can deal with that the best.
Still goalless in this second leg here at the Emirates. Arsenal looking to overturn that 2-0 deficit from the first leg. They have started quickly and they have started well, and they are certainly dominating proceedings here as Leah Williamson just looks for options ahead of her. It's a very congested Real Madrid half. All their players back. Kim Little threading one through to Caldenti, pops it back off to Katie McCabe, who has got Caitlin Ford outside her. The Australian trying to find space for the cross up against Athenia, and the ball comes in. It is cleared though, but it will just fall to Williamson. A very advanced Leah Williamson, and she's able to get the ball back to our captain Kim Little.
You're absolutely fine doing that, I think, as a back four. There's absolutely no threat there. Caroline Weir is sitting deeper, Caicedo's dropping in, and Leah Williamson's happy to have that possession in her own attacking half. There's no pressure there, nothing of a concern, and that's how they're going to continue those threats, continue getting pressure on the ball. Van Domslar's got a really advanced start position. Again, really, really pleased with what I'm seeing from Arsenal.
They know they need to breach this Real Madrid back line at least twice tonight to try and ensure that they get through to this Women's Champions League semi-final. And at the moment, Real Madrid, they might be penned back, but Arsenal in this opening 8 minutes have yet to test the goalkeeper as the cross comes in from Chloe Kelly, and the keeper does really well to grab it at the feet of Alessia Russo. That was very nearly the first real opening of the game.
Yeah, it's a great ball down the right-hand side for Arsenal, and lovely ball into the area, but Misa, the Real Madrid goalkeeper, is equal to it. Takes a nice little bounce in front of it. She's nice and tidy with her handling, but composed in the distribution.
Signe Brun wins the header, and it falls to Athenia, but she's unable to get past her opposite Arsenal number, and the ball is back with Steph Catley, with Caldenti, who's dropping very deep. It's what we saw on Saturday against Liverpool, but she's got so much ability, as she's just shown there, with a beautiful ball up to try and release Katie McCabe high up on that left-hand side. That was a wonderful pass from Caldenti, and that's what she can bring you from that central position.
It really is. She's so incredibly accurate. She's got that great passing range and the vision and the skillful execution of it every single time. That's what, as you say, why she's so dangerous in those central positions.
Kim Little on the ball, another real threat from that central midfield area. Kim Little, not shy of a Champions League goal herself in her many games that she has participated in this competition for both Arsenal and in her very early days, Hibernian in Scotland, as Arsenal look to try and come forward again. McCabe, ball at her feet, flicks it in. Alessia Russo, one touch, it's just ran away from the Arsenal forward though. Her touch was a little bit heavy, but that was a real chance for Arsenal, and it's lifted this crowd here at the Emirates.
They really are pushing. it looks as though Caitlin Ford is filling in that half space, trying to create some separation between the fullback and the center back of Real Madrid with an overlapping Katie McCabe, causing a little bit of confusion in terms of who's going to press where for Real Madrid. And it's a lovely little flicked ball over the back line, and the touch just gets away from Alessia Russo, but I like the fact they're going forward so aggressively.
Last-ditch challenge from Lacroix, puts the ball out for the first corner of the evening, a corner for Arsenal, which Leonardson Monum stands over now. 2 hands raised. Arsenal not known for their set-piece goals, certainly from corners anyway, this season, but it goes in long. There's a free header at the back post, and Caldente is on it, and it's just gone wide of Rodriguez's left-hand post. A free header at the back post for Mariona Caldente, and that could have been the perfect start.
It's really well worked, you know. Mariona Caldente is just outside the 6, completely unmarked. Lots of great movement and an even better delivery at that far post. It's a shame that couldn't have been put on target because she had absolutely no one around her.
She might watch that back and think she possibly should have done better, the little Spaniard, but a real chance, and that is a couple of openings and opportunities that Arsenal have created now in this opening 11 minutes. They still trail by those 2 goals from the first leg. Goalless on the night here at the Emirates. The ball prodded forward. McCabe gets it in first time, looking for Kelly, but Olga gets a little toe in there and prods it clear. Real now looking to break. Caroline Weir does well to turn Caldente. And now the ball is over to Brun, first time over the shoulder. Athenia is onside, the flag stays down, and she gathers possession but plays it back to Garcia. Real Madrid now trying to enjoy some possession, which they have not had much of in this first half at all. It doesn't bother them though, Karen. They are a team who, as they showed at the weekend, can quite happily forgo possession and still win the game.
Absolutely, they're really well organised, they're very committed to each other. We can see that there was a massive sense of togetherness in the warm-up, you know, high-fiving and hugging. And listen, they're comfortable in possession, but you can still see that the timing of the movement, the timing of the delivery isn't quite right, with Olga Carmona saying to Signe Brun, where was that run a little bit earlier? But again, Arsenal back in comfortable possession, and I really like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but Leah Williamson really stepping into the midfield, kind of encouraging that press.
Yeah, Signe Brun doing what all good strikers do, and doing the opposite of what you said, and saying to Olga, come on, why was your ball not better? But she is a real threat, Signe Brun, the Real Madrid number 9. 5 goals in her 6 Champions League games this season, but Arsenal coming forward again. Leonardson Monum's touch just taking it away from her, and Real Madrid get it clear, but it's only as far as Caitlin Ford, who drops it back, and now it's with Steph Catley, still inside the Real Madrid half, tight on that left-hand side. Lovely turn from Caldente, but it just runs away from her, and now Real Madrid look to come away with it, and it's becoming a little bit more even over these last couple of minutes. Loose touch there in the midfield from Real Madrid, though Kim Little is on hand to calmly play it back to Catley, and now Williamson. Lovely long ball from Williamson for the run of Ford on the left-hand side. She's facing up the defender into the box, tries to cut it back, but there's a good tackle in there, and that will go out for another Arsenal corner. Really good defensive play from Real Madrid, but really nice attacking play from Arsenal. One long ball, and Caitlin Ford driving at that back line, she wins the corner.
It's good from Caitlin Ford. She's one of those dribbly wingers that just loves a 1v1, happy to take players on. She can attack you in behind the space or in front and cut inside, but what I love about what happened just then is this defensive organisation with Katie McCabe cutting in field. Sheila Garcia with the tackle, and it is played in and out for yet another corner for Arsenal. And again, there's absolutely no attacking threat from Real Madrid. Daphne Van Domselaar very, very high. Emily Fox at the edge of the area. There is nobody between Emily Fox at the edge of Real Madrid's penalty area and Van Domselaar. The ball comes in, back post again. Leah Williamson is there, she can't get anything on it. She's asking for another corner though, but I think it's actually going to be a free kick for Real Madrid. I'm not sure what that was given for, but it will be a little bit of respite for the visitors. I'm not sure if that just went out of play or if there was a bit of a argy-bargy. Leah Williamson looks just as confused as both of us, Karen.
Real Madrid taking it short. Lacar trying to move forward, but she's under pressure. Really well done from Arsenal. Caitlin Ford wins it. It's broken kindly for Leonard Simonum, edge of the penalty area. She's got Ford on this right hand side now. Caitlin Ford just facing up Carmona. She drops it back though to Fox to try and move it out to the other side, but Williamson comes back to Ford again, right hand side, cross into the box. There is Caldente, lovely touch. She's cut it back. Is that hit the post from Caldente as she tried to swing it back in there? That was really lovely play from the Spanish midfielder. She made that late run and was able to take a touch, take it past the defensive line, took her pretty wide, and then she tried to find a teammate in the centre of the penalty area.
You're absolutely right, and it's those runs that is so dangerous. They're difficult to track from the midfield when they're late and fast like that, and I think she was just trying to take a deft little chip towards that back post for a runner, but unfortunately no red shirt in sight.
Chloe Kelly now on the left hand side, a good cross into the box, deep, and it's too deep for Caitlin Ford, who was trying to attack it, but that's a really dangerous threat now from the left hand side with Chloe Kelly and Caitlin Ford swapping sides, and Arsenal still trying to find a way back into this tie. They still trail 2-0 on aggregate. It is goalless here on the night in front of a lively Emirates crowd as Real Madrid with the ball at goalkeeper's feet. She's playing it to her defence and they're trying to play out from the back. They do it nicely. It is back still with Sandy Toletti and back to the goalkeeper, but Arsenal are pressing them forward, and that is another mistake, and it's gone out for a throw-in level with the penalty area, which Arsenal take quickly.
Tempo is brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. They're pressing so aggressively, and you can tell that Misa in the Real Madrid goal is absolutely rattled because she tries to put her foot through it and just slices it. Balls are lifting. They're very uncomfortable.
They are uncomfortable, and Arsenal are pressing them very, very high and not giving them a second on the ball as Leah Williamson looks. The run was there from Emily Fox. She finds it now, and she finds Fox, edge of the penalty area. Fox trying to swing it in. Carmona got a boot in and managed to keep it in, but she plays a short pass to Caicedo, who's now under pressure from Ford in the area of where the corner flag is, and Real Madrid just cannot get it clear. No free kick given. Leonard Simonum on the byline, but that will just trickle out of play. She couldn't quite get enough behind the ball to direct it towards the players in the penalty area, but Arsenal just pressing so high, and like you say, making Real Madrid very uncomfortable. They don't know whether to play short or whether to try and beat this Arsenal press, and we can just see Alberto Toril down in this dugout area saying, don't go short, let's get it over the top of this Arsenal press and try and get some pressure ourselves.
Yeah, I think as a defender, as a goalkeeper, you kind of love trying to solve problems like this. You try to understand where the space is, but you just have to enjoy defending. We had Steph Houghton on earlier, and these are the things that we used to talk about. Just enjoy defending, keep it away from the goal, try to solve these problems.
Caitlin Ford in space on this right hand side. The run of Kim Little, she finds it into the penalty area. Kim Little takes it under control and moves out to this right hand side. She's trying to find the pass inside to Fox. It's cut out though, an Arsenal throw in.
And that's why Kim Little is so pivotal to this Arsenal midfield. She pulls out into wide areas and creates a 3v3.
Cross in from Leah Williamson to the back post, and down goes Katie McCabe under pressure, but nothing given from the referee. Katie McCabe is pleading her case, but there is VAR in operation tonight. I'm not sure they will need to have too long a look at that. It didn't look like there was much in it.
No, I don't think so. But what I do like is that she's finding herself in such central and advanced positions, just helping kind of create an overload in the midfield for Arsenal while Leah Williamson steps in.
Rennie Sliggers did go over and have a word with the fourth official, but she's wandered back into our penalty area now as Caldente puts pressure on I think it was Toletti there, and she sort of seemed to just grab the ball, and then the whistle blew, and the fans in here in the Emirates thought that perhaps should have gone Arsenal's way for a handball.
Yeah, they didn't seem impressed, did they?
Not at all. Again, Arsenal win it left hand side with Katie McCabe. She's won the throw in just right on the halfway line, drops it back to Catley. Still goalless here at the Emirates. Plenty of Arsenal pressure as they look to try and reduce the deficit from a little bit of a damaging night in Madrid. They've certainly been the most likely looking here so far. Kim Little that little cut back to look over her shoulder. She's so aware of everything that's going on.
She is, and her positioning is absolutely excellent. She's constantly on the back shoulder of Caroline Weir, just so she doesn't know where she is. She's in these pockets of space and she's always available, and Caldente is doing exactly the same thing on the opposite half space.
Steph Catley driving forward from the back line. Caldente now into Leonardson Monum. Lovely pass, but her pass was looking for the run of Chloe Kelly, which didn't come. Real Madrid deep inside their own half, trying to play out up against this Arsenal press. It comes off Katie McCabe though and goes out for a Real Madrid throw in on that right hand side.
It must be an uncomfortable feeling for Olga Carmona and Linda Caicedo to be pinned in so much in their own half and constantly being attacked by the likes of Caitlin Ford.
And Alessia Russo has won the ball back, but and she's won the ball back again. No, she hasn't. The free kick, the sliding challenge came in from Alessia Russo as Sheila Garcia tried to drive out from defence, and I thought she'd won the ball, but the referee has said no, and that will be a Real Madrid free kick just outside their own penalty area. Oh,
the dismay on Alessia Russo's face, and to be fair to her, I think she's right. I think she won the ball. Unfortunately, I think it was, yes, she wins the ball and just unfortunately takes the player a little bit with her, Sheila Garcia.
Again, really good work in midfield from Caldente to win the ball back. She's been so industrious, so busy in that midfield, Mariona Caldente, doing the dirty part of the game as well as the pretty stuff.
No, you have to though in these types of games as well, just to kind of claw any momentum away from Real Madrid. You have to be, I like to call it the no stat all-star, because you do the things that no one counts, but they're so important.
Absolutely, she has been that, as Leah Williamson cuts out what was a ball looking for Linda Caicedo's run, and now Arsenal try to spring and attack. Russo just trying to get on the end of that one, but Lacroix is there to slide and win the ball away from her. But now Arsenal go forward again. Chloe Kelly on her right foot and thought she was going to take the shot, she didn't, and then there was 3 Real Madrid shirts around her, but Katie McCabe has won it back, and she's won a free kick just outside the penalty area on that left hand side. She's not happy with the challenge that went in, but Arsenal will have an opportunity for another set piece.
And a dangerous one from that. It's a good area, for a ball back stick or some creative play. You see Kim Little just outside the edge of the area, absolutely unmarked again.
So Arsenal looking for the first goal in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, and a perfect opportunity to really, really make all of this pressure count.
Absolutely is. Frida Monum stands over the ball, or is it Katie McCabe? Katie McCabe standing over the ball. Left-footed, she'll pop this in. Arsenal have had an opportunity from a set piece already. Caldente at the back post. This time McCabe goes back post again. Steph Catley is there. It comes, rebounds, but it's cleared by Real Madrid foot, only as far as Emily Fox. She's got Caicedo for company, but she does well to find Ford, and Ford finds Caldente in space. The ball down the line for Russo. She's in the penalty area. A lovely sliding challenge though from Lacroix, puts it out for another Arsenal corner, and that was a wonderful pass into Alessia Russo.
It was, and again, Mariona Caldente linking play, and it was just, the weight was absolutely perfect. But you're right, Mel Lacroix intervenes just at the right time for Real Madrid.
She's been very busy, Lacroix. She's had to be very busy. A couple of really good last-ditch tackles from her this evening to deny Arsenal the French international. But this time the ball coming in from the right-hand side, and that will be straight into the gloves of Misa Rodriguez. Leah Williamson still down in the penalty area, clutching her head, but the ball is played out. Fox wins the header though, and Arsenal are able to try and mount another attack. Chloe Kelly with the ball towards the back post. There's 2 Arsenal players there. It was Ford getting on the end of it, but the header wasn't quite directed where she wanted it to be. And now Real Madrid with an opportunity to break. Signe Brun driving through the midfield. She gets there just ahead of Kim Little, but she had to rush it, and it was behind Caicedo, and it's out again for an Arsenal throw-in.
To be fair, I think Kim Little is a bit lucky. She starts to square up to Signe Brun, and I thought Signe Brun was just going to put the ball past her, but Kim Little does just enough to kind of put the touch wide and really sort of break up any Real Madrid momentum, but it was 4v4, so it was a bit of a concern in that transition from Misa.
So Arsenal trying to find a way back from a 2-0 deficit after the first leg, which is what Chelsea are going to have to do tomorrow night when they face Manchester City. A Miedema double, giving Manchester City the advantage in that one. You can listen to commentary of it on Radio 5 Live tomorrow night. 4th match of 4 in a row between those two. It's been quite incredible.
Oh, it's been an absolute epic. I'm just taking a look here and I see Chloe Kelly is out wide on the right. I think she needs to just be careful that she's not forcing things too much. Just keep playing simple.
She puts the ball in. It's a beautiful ball and it's very nearly fallen to Ford at the back post. She holds her arms out wide. She thought there was a little bit of a tug. That ball back into the box though is cleared, but only again as far as an Arsenal player, and on the halfway line Steph Catley is able to mop things up and try and launch another Arsenal attack.
I'm not being funny, but the swaz on that cross was absolutely delicious.
It was a wonderful ball in from Chloe Kelly, swerving towards that back post, and again she's tried to be released by Williamson. Tight on the touchline, she's able to control it really well though and play it back for Emily Fox, but there's just not enough pace on the pass. Caicedo gets in and she's now trying to drive forward. She does really well, the Colombian international, and now Real Madrid have it on this right hand side with Athenia, scorer of the second goal over in Madrid. She's had to cut back though and look for support with Garcia, and now we're back with Mendes on the halfway line. Arsenal forcing Real Madrid back, but they are enjoying a little bit of time on the ball. Real Madrid, no, they just need to try and ensure Arsenal do not score tonight. They have that 2-0 lead from the first leg. It's still goalless here at the Emirates after 25 minutes. So Real Madrid so far doing what they need to do tonight.
Very comfortable on the ball, very clever about just taking the energy out of the stadium, keeping possession, kind of slowing things down with the control of their own possession.
Emily Fox does well to get in ahead of Signe Brun, and she also wins the free kick to end that little spell of Real Madrid possession and turn the ball back over in Arsenal's favour.
And you can see when Real Madrid were building up, when they did have that little spell that Toletti was dropping in between the centre backs just to provide that central stability for Real Madrid. But you know, the only exit they have from that press is out wide, and they dealt with it very well, Arsenal did.
Now we know particularly Olga Carmona loves to get forward up that left hand side, so Toletti just dropping in there allows her to do that. But it is Arsenal on the ball now, so all the Real Madrid players are back inside their own half. Leah Williamson on the halfway line, got Kim Little just inside her, who passes it wide to Steph Catley, the defender, driving forward and finds the pass to her Australian international teammate Ford, but it's cut out, and now Caroline Weir has a chance to run at Williamson, but Williamson does incredibly well, and Caroline Weir shows her frustration there with a little pullback.
It's great positioning from Leah Williamson to just get her body across the run of Caroline Weir to stop it again, any forward momentum, but any ball control. She regains possession and just resets as well. So again, a very professional performance from Arsenal so far.
It is, but perhaps Rennie Slagers would like to have tested Misa Rodriguez just a little bit more. There have been openings.
Oh, I'm sure she would. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, they're getting a lot of joy in these half spaces again from Caitlin Ford in between the fullback and the centre back. They just really need to exploit it now.
Kim Little on the ball. She turns and she has options ahead of her. She opts for Emily Fox, who plays it quickly to Kelly. Lovely touch from Chloe Kelly. Ball into the box, and it is only as far as Athenia, who gets there ahead of any Arsenal player, and then it is smashed off Caitlin Ford and out for a Real Madrid goal kick. But that was a beautiful just touch and into the box from Chloe Kelly.
No, it was. I think I just want to see a bit more variety in the passes or the crosses that are getting into the area. We saw Arsenal get so much success against Liverpool with those little driven balls across the area, pullbacks at the edge of the area. I see a lot of balls in the air, and let's be honest, like, there's some big defenders for Real Madrid. They're quite easy to deal with at the minute.
It is always a decision Rennie Slagers has to make of who starts in that number 9 position, and Stina Blackstenius offers the ability for a little bit of an aerial threat. She's not playing tonight though, so perhaps from what you're saying you would like to see Arsenal just keep it on the ground a little bit, play to Alessia Russo's strengths. The ball just dinked in there by Kelly, but Caldente won't get onto it, and it just runs out for a goal kick.
Not just to Alessia Russo's strengths, but in terms of putting it across in dangerous areas when defenders are running at their own goal can make anything happen. We've seen Arsenal do that against Liverpool. We've seen them do that against Everton when they're forcing defenders to put the ball in the back of their own net. And I'd just like to see a bit more variety, that's all. I think aerial balls are quite easy to clear.
Again, Rodriguez opts to play out from the back, but Real Madrid deal with that Arsenal press really well. Now it's played up the line to Athenia, and Real Madrid, again, though, forced backwards, but enjoying possession, keeping possession. They can manage this game the way that they want to, Karen, because they know that as long as they have the ball, Arsenal are not scoring, and that would mean Real Madrid are going through to their first ever semi-final.
Exactly. It's a frustrating position, I think, for Arsenal to be in, but an empowering one for Real Madrid. All they know they need to do is just keep the ball and play in Arsenal's half, and so far they're managing these threats quite well.
Emily Fox wins it back though for Arsenal, and Leah Williamson puts it infield to Caldente, who drives forward. The Real Madrid players have been on the attack. There are more spaces for Arsenal to try and exploit, but Kelly plays it back to Fox in her own half. And as we enjoy this Women's Champions League quarter-final stage this midweek, it is FA Cup quarter-final stage at the weekend. So much to enjoy right across the BBC and here on 5 Live. There will be live commentary on Saturday of Fulham against Crystal Palace, and of the other old Premier League tie between Brighton and Nottingham Forest, that one at 5:15. Caldente now, edge of the penalty area for Arsenal, knocks it off. Sandy Toletti out for a corner kick as Arsenal look to try and get a goal that would all but change the outlook of this two-legged tie. They still trail by 2 from the first leg, and again looking to try and get themselves back in it.
That really dangerous run from Mariona Caldente caused that trouble, a 2v1 for Arsenal that led to this corner.
Katie McCabe tries to whip it in, but it's a poor cross. Caroline Weir's able to smash it clear, and she does look for the run of Caicedo, but it was never going to reach the Colombian, and Kim Little's able to just knock it back to Van Domselaar in the Arsenal goal, who's been a pretty lonely figure back there and a spectator like us.
No, indeed, but it's these moments where the goalkeeper has to focus on their own performance, staying connected with the back line, making sure they organise the press. As you saw earlier, Leah Williamson is really stepping in the midfield, and you have to make sure you're not switching off and helping organise.
Caitlin Ford driving down towards the penalty area on the left-hand side. She cuts inside, but that is well covered by Angladal, who gets a foot in, gets it away, but Caldente able to cut out the clearance, and now she drives forward. Cheers from the Arsenal support, trying to drive her forward. It's back with Leah Williamson now. Last line of defence, but well inside the Real Madrid half, and she twists and turns, looks for a pass, and took a little bit too long, and Caroline Weir able to get a foot in, but it will be a throw into Arsenal, which Emily Fox takes and looks for the run of Alessia Russo. She's got the break of the ball, she flicks it over the goalkeeper, and there is the header. Is that Caitlin Ford? It's gone over the top of the crossbar, and it looks like the Australian might have taken a sore one there. She's still down on the ground, but that was wonderful play by Russo, and what a leap Caitlin Ford got to get her head on that ball. It's gone over the top of the bar, and she's taken a real sore one. Wonderful play from Arsenal though. It
really was. Again, good run from Alessia Russo, just gets wrong side of Lacroix and puts a delightful ball into the box, and I mean the determination and the desire from Caitlin Ford to get to that cross. She ends up tabletopping herself over Shayla Garcia. It almost lands on her face.
Yeah, it was quite a landing from Caitlin Ford. She got up so high and took just a little knock, I think, while she was in the air, and landed awkwardly, but she's back up on her feet. And that again showing the threat of Arsenal. They get in behind through Alessia Russo, and it was a really lovely cross, just stood up to the back post and attacked, like you say, with such determination. But Caldente again gets the better, driving into penalty area, drops it inside for Russo. Her shot though is past the goalkeeper, but Chloe Kelly gets a little toe in it, and then there is Misa Garcia to clear it up, and that was a great opportunity from Arsenal, just the deflected effort, but when it fell into the path of Chloe Kelly, the goalkeeper had to be really alert.
No, she certainly was alert to it, Misa, in the Real Madrid goal, but you can start to almost feel a bit of an anxiety in the Emirates in terms of Arsenal pressing. They're really going to have to capitalize on some of this pressure.
34 minutes gone in this first half. Arsenal still looking for the first goal of the game that would get them back in the tie. Leonardson-Monum played in behind, but that's really good tracking from Sheila Garcia to knock the ball out for an Arsenal corner and not allow Leonardson-Monum to drive towards the Real Madrid goal. But they are under real pressure now, the visitors.
No, they certainly are. Absolutely under the caution. Again, Leonardson-Monum starting some great runs from blindside space is making it really difficult to track for defenders and getting in some really dangerous areas. So it's really encouraging from Arsenal.
Certainly encouraging. Chloe Kelly preparing to take the corner, in it goes, but it's to the front post. It's not particularly well struck, and it's cleared for another corner by Garcia at that front post area. A better delivery will be required this time as Katie McCabe goes over to take over duties from Chloe Kelly on this occasion, but she knocks it short to Kelly. And Kelly this time a better opportunity to drive it in towards the goalkeeper, who gets a fist onto it, and then it is cleared high into the air. Caldenti, beautiful touch, takes it down under control, finds Kim Little. And she is having such an influence in this game, Mariona Caldenti, as Arsenal look to go up this left-hand side with Kelly. Heading back towards her own goal, finds Kim Little. The options for Little behind her, she goes to Fox. Arsenal trying to draw Real Madrid out, to create that space in behind. Now they try and attack it. Ford, left-hand side, lifts it in. Leonardson-Monum, but that's a foot in there from Toletti to clear it just as far though as Steph Catley, who's got Ford ahead of her. And that will be deflected out. It will be an Arsenal throw, level with the edge of the penalty area.
I think Alessia Russo is leading the Rhine really well, and that's allowing the space for Leonardson-Monum to drop into, alongside Caitlin Ford threatening the back line as well. So spaces are starting to emerge. It's just the passes need to come a little bit quicker.
Arsenal absolutely dominating things here in terms of possession. Just under 70% possession for Arsenal. 5 shots on goal, 1 on target. Real Madrid yet to register an effort on Arsenal's goal, but yet they have stood strong defensively, and it is still goalless, which suits Real Madrid a lot better than it suits Arsenal, as Carmona drives forward from that left back position. Caldenti forces her to halt and look inside for Toletti, and now it is back with Lacroix. She's got Mendes beside her. The sliding challenge in from Leonardson-Monum, but she just can't quite cut out the pass to Garcia on the right hand side. And it is back with Mendes inside their own half, Real Madrid, but looking for options forward. Athenia offers one on the right hand side. Again, they have to drop it back under pressure from this Arsenal press into the midfield. Caroline Weir dropping deep into the centre circle, and this time they go long looking for Caicedo, but Williamson is there to win the header, and who else does it fall to but the industrious Mariona Caldenti, who seems to be everywhere tonight.
She has literally covered every single blade of grass. She secured every single second ball, but Kim Little has been equal to it on the other side. They've been a brilliant partnership tonight.
So much guile up between the two of them, so much experience, so much awareness that those two players have, as Alessia Russo tries to put pressure on Mendes. She goes long, Catley wins the header, but it drops to the feet of Toletti, who's got Athenia outside her. Brilliant tracking back though from Caitlin Ford. She slides in and knocks the ball out for a Real Madrid throw-in, but there is a real desire that you can see from this Arsenal performance tonight.
No, they're certainly putting in the shift. They've gone through the gears. They started fast. Now can they keep this up? Is it something tenable? I think they're more than capable. They just really need to be ruthless and clinical when they do get the opportunities. Chloe Kelly's been putting some wicked balls in across the area.
Now they have an opportunity. The ball through, looking for Alessia Russo on the left-hand side. Real Madrid are a little bit stretched. Russo has got Mendes ahead of her. She's opted to go back to McCabe. The left foot cross comes in, and it is well won by Lacroix, and Caicedo is able to drop clear, but that was a little opportunity, and those are the ones that Rennie Slegers will be wanting Arsenal to put Real Madrid under a little bit more pressure. Still goalless here. They know they need to get the opening goal, Arsenal, to try and turn the momentum of this tie around.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because as the longer the game goes on, there's going to be more fatigue. The ability to press as aggressively as Arsenal are now is going to become more and more difficult, and that transition, that counter-attack will become a greater threat as Caicedo becomes a bigger outlet for Real Madrid. But so far, it's all been very well managed.
Taletti looking to try and start an attack from a Real Madrid free kick. Chloe Kelly able to get in the way of things though, and it will be a Real Madrid throw-in just on the halfway line on this left-hand side. Carmona will take it, and again under pressure from Caldente, and she's won that ball and she's managed to get a foot on it, get it forward to Russo. She had a little push in the back though, but her touch does get it to Kim Little, but that pass, a little back heel from Freedom on him, just not quite getting through to Roord. And now Real Madrid look to break, but Steph Catley was aware to it and was able to get to that ball before Athenia could scamper down the right hand side and put it out for a Real Madrid throw. The game getting a little bit more open these last few minutes.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a bit more stretched. I think Real Madrid are starting to understand, where the spaces are that they can play in. I think Linda Caicedo's kind of gotten forward a few times, but not really put herself about. But now I think the game will become a little bit more direct as we head into the 41st minute.
Yeah, into the final 5 minutes before the half-time whistle. A goal right now would be huge for Arsenal to try and turn the tide. Still goalless here, Real Madrid with that 2-0 win, but there is so much space on the right hand side with Caroline Weir exploits Athenia into the penalty area. She tries to cut it back from Weir, and there comes the shot, and it's spilled by Van Domselaar, and Caicedo is thwarted by a brilliant save from the Arsenal goalkeeper. That is the best chance of the game. It fell to the visitors. It ultimately fell to Linda Caicedo after Van Domselaar spilled the effort at the Colombian's feet, but somehow she gets in to turn it around the post. And listen to the Arsenal crowd now cheering that moment from Van Domselaar. Like you said, you've got to be aware.
No, you certainly have to be alert, and Real Madrid are so clever about that big massive switch out to the right back, getting forward, and a lovely ball in across to Linda Caicedo, attacking at the far post. Takes a bit of a deflection and a shot out to the edge of the area. Was Caicedo onside? Regardless, Daphne Van Domselaar equal to the shot and makes a fantastic save at her near post.
It was Angladal with the initial effort from the edge of the penalty area. It had a real swerve in it as well, but Van Domselaar did well to stop it, but it dropped at the feet of Caicedo, and when that happens you think there's only going to be one outcome. But brilliant work from the Arsenal goalkeeper.
Could that be a goal? Game-saving save even.
It's as good as a goal for a goalkeeper, isn't it? A moment like that.
It certainly was for me.
That goal, had that ball gone in, and had it been a goal, you would almost have said that would have been potentially the tie over. But Caroline Weir now playing it through for Caicedo. Is she onside? She's on the right hand edge of the penalty area, twisting, turning, gets the ball across, it flashes across the face of goal, and now the flag goes up. I thought she might have been offside. Yeah, and she was.
I think for me she definitely was, but it's a warning sign, a danger sign for Arsenal. Steph Catley must get closer to Linda Caicedo to close that angle. There's far too much space for Linda Caicedo. Get that ball out from her underneath her feet and get a shot away.
It actually came off, I think, the far post of Van Domselaar's goal on its way out. Wouldn't have counted anyway because she was offside, the Colombian international. But two real moments of danger for Arsenal. This time Leah Williamson goes long, looking for Caitlin Ford on this left hand side. She's got Garcia for company. She's holding the ball up well though, the Australian international. Drops it back to McCabe. The ball comes in and that's flicked into the area. No player getting on the end of Leonardson Monum's little ball in across the face of goal there. Another opportunity now at the other end for Arsenal, and we are beginning to get the game I think we thought we would have here at the Emirates, with both teams now beginning to create.
Leonardson Monum picking up again. Great positioning in between the centre backs and the full backs. She receives it on the half turn, but just can't quite get a quality shot off. Could she have taken on the space and kind of attacked the near post for Real Madrid? Maybe go on a bit of a mazy dribble. We've not seen any of those yet in the area.
Leah Williamson under pressure from Caroline Weir, goes long, but it's one in the midfield, only as far as Williamson though is able to clear up. But again, a flick from Chloe Kelly doesn't come off. She gets it back though, touch of fortune in that. She's trying to play it through. There's Caitlin Ford running in, but brilliant defence defensive work from Garcia to deny Caitlin Ford an effort on goal. Beautiful little ball through from Chloe Kelly. Defended really well, but it's on the left hand side, and now it's Katie McCabe twisting and turning under pressure from Mendez. She keeps the ball well and finds Caldente, and the challenge comes in, and it will be an Arsenal throw-in on the left hand side. And I just love that Chloe Kelly's found herself in that previous attack in a central area, and she looks up and sees the runners dropping off the Real Madrid backline and just thinks, I'm going to drive. And it was such a teasing ball into Caitlin Ford. It's just a shame it didn't come off. Kim Little picks up the loose ball. She's got Ford ahead of her. Well defended, but it drops to Little again. This time she goes left, and there's Caldente, left hand side. Cross comes in. Russo just can't get on the end of it. A brilliant teasing ball from Caldente, and it just evaded Alessia Russo at the back post.
Could she have anticipated as a halftime whistle goes? Oh, I'm so wrapped up in this.
She had no added time at all. It was the minute it went to 45 minutes. It was half-time whistle, and Arsenal unable in that opening 45 minutes to reduce the deficit from Madrid. Goalless at the break, still Real Madrid lead by 2-0. And Karen, they will be delighted to have got through that 45 minutes, the visitors, because it was pretty much all Arsenal.
No, they were under the cosh for literally the entire 45 minutes. I think they got out a few times with Caicedo rattling the post at one point, and Daphne Van Domselaar making a great save. But yeah, it's been all Arsenal, and I'm really intrigued about if we're going to see any changes, what they could possibly look like for Arsenal.
Yeah, two big team talks at half-time for both managers. It is at the Emirates at half-time. Arsenal 0, Real Madrid 0. The visitors lead 2-0 on aggregate.
It has been all Arsenal, hasn't it, Karen? They just need something to drop for them, really.
Yeah, they've been really unlucky, Mark, haven't they? I mean, we've seen, Chloe Kelly put in some absolutely magnificent crosses with some fantastic shape that you're just hoping that someone can dive onto the end of and make some good contact in front of goal, but it's just not quite coming off. I think Alessia Russo is hesitating at times. Can she anticipate the fact that the ball's going to come in and really drive into that space? But listen, from all that pressure to come away with nothing is not the most encouraging signs.
And then it also means, Steph Horton, you are vulnerable to the odd chance that the opposition may create.
Yeah, I think that was the game, the first half, that we probably predicted in terms of Arsenal were going to come out, they were going to be full of energy, they were going to press from the front and probably have a lot of possession, and that was certainly the case. But especially them last 15 to 20 minutes, it's so hard to sustain that pressure as much as possible, and Real Madrid started to settle into the game. And Caicedo, we mentioned pre-match, Chappers was definitely the threat for Madrid, and some great saves by Van Domselaar. And I think now it'll be interesting to see in terms of what Arsenal do, because I think with all that possession, did they make the keeper work enough? Probably not.
So is that more bodies?
I feel like KB mentioned about Chloe Kelly's crosses, and I think sometimes when you're crossing them first time, it's hard for people to get into the box. You're relying on Russo, you're relying on your opposite winger forward, but it doesn't allow the midfield to catch up with play. So maybe that little bit more patient to try and build a better opportunity and better runs from the likes of Russo across the keeper may cause Real Madrid a bit more of a problem.
Or you remove one of your midfield and throw on another attacker.
You've got to take the handbrake off at some point, and which I think at times Arsenal have, but I think they are a bit wary. And looking at Arsenal's bench, do you bring on another striker in Blackstenius? Do you bring on Kyra Cooney-Cross, who's been outstanding all season, can find them passes a little bit more? So I think it depends on not kind of when. It might be like, how long do they wait till they bring them changes on? Do they do it at half-time, or maybe wait 10-15 minutes?
If I may, Chappers, sorry, I just think to add on to that point as well, we saw Leonardson Monum get into some really nice spaces in the edge of the area or even in the box, but not really penetrating the back line. I think, they have to change this mentality of just cross. Can you get into the box? Can you drive into central areas, drive into the near post, look, for some kind of cutbacks, provide a different sort of option to get on the end of, just like what Steph said. So
patience.
Well, patience, but also just a bit of, dynamic movement, dynamic thought process in the actual area. Because if you're running at a centre back, and we saw it against, we saw City and Chelsea, obviously with Caroline driving into to Millie Bright and just dropping, and then the goal just gaping open. I haven't seen enough of that tonight from Arsenal.
Karen, Steph, for the moment, thank you very much. So goalless at the Emirates. Real Madrid still lead by 2-0. 10-9. You're listening to 5 Live. Lisa McCormick has the news.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, is facing criticism for making changes to the welfare system after analysis released alongside the spring statement suggested 250,000 more people will be pushed into relative poverty. She's claimed the current system is broken and needs to change to help people into work. Scotland's Finance Secretary, Shona Robertson, has described it as a return to austerity.
This spring statement by the Chancellor will absolutely impact on the most vulnerable in our society. It will push 250,000 people into poverty, 50,000 of those who are children. That is austerity by anyone's measurement. And of course, people were not told about this at the election.
The White House says President Trump still has confidence in his national security team after The Atlantic magazine published the full text of a group chat in which senior White House officials planned airstrikes in Yemen. The editor of the magazine was accidentally added to the discussion on Signal. The Ukrainian and French presidents say Russia can't dictate the terms of a lasting peace with Ukraine. Speaking in Paris, President Zelensky accused Russia of lying about the outcome of talks in Saudi Arabia while the US brokered a Black Sea ceasefire. The Reform UK leader Nigel Farage says he settled a dispute with the NatWest Group over its decision to close his account with the bank Coutts 2 years ago. He says he believes it was for political reasons. An independent report found the bank had failed to communicate the decision properly. And residents in Surrey who had to leave their homes after a huge sinkhole appeared have been told they can return this weekend. A major incident was declared when the hole appeared on Godstone High Street last month.
Hello, welcome to 5 Live Breakfast with Rachel and Rick. Lots going on this morning.
And Splashdown, Crew 9, back on Earth.
They're grappling with their masculinity and with their broader place in society.
The booking system is not fit for purpose. Every single government has kicked the can down the road.
5 Live Breakfast.
With Rachel Burden and Rick Edwards.
The first team have got their own made-to-measure breakfast.
Where's my made-to-measure breakfast?
I think you'll have to make it to your own measure.
Oh no, I've made it.
5 Live Breakfast.
Weekdays from 6.
Ask your smart speaker to play
BBC Radio 5 Live.
Good evening, this is Mark Chapman. You're listening to 5 Live. Sport goalless at the break at the Emirates between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Real Madrid still lead by 2-0. We'll look ahead to tomorrow night's quarter-final second leg very shortly. But away from the football, Red Bull have dropped Liam Lawson just 2 races into the season. He'll be replaced by the Japanese driver Yuki Tsunoda. Andy Farrell has named Scotland forwards coach John Dalziel and England senior coach Richard Wigglesworth alongside 3 Irish coaches as part of his British and Irish Lions coaching setup this summer. You can hear from them in the latest Rugby Union Weekly podcast, and you'll hear from them after 10 o'clock tonight here on 5 Live, extra time and penalties permitting. In Rugby League, world champions Australia will tour England in the autumn for the first time since 2003. They're going to play a 3-match series at Wembley, at Everton's new stadium and at Headingley. On to cricket, and Archie Vaughan has said his surname is something he has to live with after a breakthrough season for him last year. The 19-year-old son of Michael Vaughan is preparing for his second season with Somerset.
I wasn't planning on obviously playing a first team game, obviously trying to perform in second team, and then they obviously getting good opportunity to getting a chance to play in the Metro Bank with a great step forward to play first team cricket, playing with a lot of the guys in second team cricket, and then obviously definitely not expecting to play first class cricket, and had a few good games, I guess.
Good games, yeah. It's a bit of an understatement, isn't it? I mean, to get 11 wickets so soon in your career, when I guess we expected your batting to be your forte, what was that like?
It was amazing. Bowling with Jack Leach takes you back to his Headingley heroics, really, and being a part of that team again in that game. Obviously, I think disappointment, obviously carrying on from that, didn't get the job done in terms of winning a county championship, but the hard work throughout the season, and then I guess being a part of that win was something I'll never forget.
I can't talk to you without obviously mentioning your dad. The Vaughan name runs through cricket. How big an influence has he been on your career as you've grown up?
Yeah, massive. I think him just letting me play my cricket and with enjoyment and not putting any pressure on me is probably what I admire most about him. I see other dads on the sideline judging their kids, and I think he's been taking that step back role. But yeah, I can't thank him enough for just letting me go out and play and be my own man.
Archie Vaughan speaking to Alistair Durden. Let's turn our attention to tomorrow night's Women's Champions League quarter-final second leg. Chelsea against Manchester City. This will be the fourth of this mini-series of matches. City leading from that first leg by 2-0. Here is Sonia Bonpastor.
I think when you play that many games, it's really important to have depth in your squad. Also for a manager, it's always important to bring some fresh legs in the game. I think it can make an impact and a difference. As you could see in the last two games, it was maybe what made a difference in the result at the end. So hopefully we are in a good position in that aspect. I think I have almost everyone available, some fresh legs, and I already told my players the main thing for me tomorrow is for us to be able to have a team performance, starters and finishers, and I'm convinced like tomorrow we can make a big difference with starting the game with a starting 11, but also bringing the finishers who can finish the job.
She talks about the finishers, Steph Horton there, but actually if you look in the sort of the League Cup final and the Women's Super League, which Chelsea both won, but only by a 1-goal deficit. So City have to kind of remember that going into this with their 2-0 lead.
Definitely, and I think that is the mindset for the girls tomorrow, is to know that they performed so well over the 3 games as well, regardless of the defeats. I think Chelsea, Sonia Bonpastor spoke about her strength and depth in terms of her squad, and I think Sunday was kind of a prime example of that. City were 1-0 at half-time and went to 1-1, and she's bringing on Myra Ramirez, who's one of the best strikers in the world. You're bringing on Kira Walsh, that's just made a move from Barcelona to Chelsea for big money, and you're bringing them types of players off the bench, let alone starting some of them. So I think that could be a difference, but I think for us, from a Manchester City point of view, is just sticking to the game plan that the manager's set and actually having that little bit of mentality that we can believe that we can do it.
And also, you have a role there as first team coach as well now. Given the injuries that City have, just a little bit of siege mentality as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the messaging that we have to give the team tomorrow, is that I think togetherness and a teamwork ethic and knowing that you have something to hang on to obviously does change your mindset quite a bit, and we know that we're probably going to have to potentially go and score just to try and make it kind of hopefully impossible for Chelsea, but that's not to underestimate Chelsea. I think we've seen all season how good Chelsea are in terms of the quality of play that they bring, but this is Champions League football, chappers. Nobody ever really expected us to win 2-0 at the Joy Stadium last week.
No, and if you're looking at it in the context of the mini-series, City have scored in every game.
Which is amazing. I think for me, especially them changes in Champions League for us, you're bringing on the likes of Viv Miedemar, who is a top-class striker. She's and
that led to a formation change, didn't it, last week, which just changed things a bit.
It did, because the momentum, I think it was a little bit too open. I think you look at the Arsenal game at this moment in time, Arsenal are pressing, they're taking a lot more control, but I think for us it was a bit more transitional and the press wasn't working as well. But I think when you bring on someone that's as experienced as Viv, and we've got pace in the likes of Caroline, I think that proved a little bit more of a difference, and we posed Chelsea a little bit more of a better challenge, but we try to do the same at the Etihad on Sunday, and unfortunately we maybe just run out a bit of legs. And you speak about them injuries, we've got a lot of key injuries to a lot of big players for the football club which have been missing for a long time, but I think for us, we know that we've got the squad. If we can get the best out of them every single day, and especially tomorrow, then we know we give ourselves the best chance.
Sunday was strange, wasn't it? Because arguably Chelsea had one of their worst starts of the season, followed by one of their best.
A game of two halves, some may say, chappers. Yeah, I think it was.
But where I don't know if it's a difficult situation to put you in here, but where are they at the moment? Because they've been blistering at times this season, but recently there could be an argument that they're squeaking past in games.
The main thing for Chelsea is they're squeaking past games and they're getting results, which I think probably before Christmas, Chappers, I think they were a team that we were all speaking about, saying who was going to stop Chelsea. They were undefeated, and I think then they brought the likes of Naomi Girma, Kira Walsh, they added to the squad, so that from a different point of view, and especially a pundit point of view, thinking who could actually compete with this Chelsea squad and what's it going to be like for women's football. But I think for me, that's probably a sign of a good team, that you're not probably performing at your best, but you're able to kind of produce the performances to get the win. And I think sometimes in the games that I played in WSL and for England, I think sometimes as long as you win and nobody really speaks about them performances, as long as you can probably bring trophies home.
How much pre-match has each game been different? I mean, how much can you how much can you sort of change your game plan knowing it's the same opposition for a second time, a third time, a fourth time?
Yeah, I think you try and do it a little bit different each time, but I think for me, I think the players have a very good routine that they're really comfortable with, and at Manchester City especially, we don't really concentrate too much on the opposition. I think it's about trusting what we do.
So you're not trying to second guess them and whether they might do something different today than they did in the second half on Sunday, which was again different to maybe the first half of the Champions League first leg last week.
I know there's just a running joke that we're just going to be playing Chelsea for the rest of the season. That's the thing, but I'm sure the manager will be definitely trying to second guess. I think it's important that he is very good at that in terms of being adaptable and changing the game plan within the game, which was shown in the Champions League game. So I don't think that's kind of under my job remit, but I think for him, he's the one that's making all the decisions.
Steph with us till 10 o'clock and maybe later than that, depending on what happens in the second half of the Emirates. Massive 45 minutes for Arsenal here. They still have that 2-goal deficit to claw back. Back to Karen and Ailey.
Yes, Arsenal's task is as it was with 90 minutes to play tonight. They now have 45 minutes less to try and get themselves back into this tie and secure a place in the Champions League semi-finals. Real Madrid get us underway in their all-grey kits, playing from left to right here at the Emirates. Arsenal in their traditional red shirts, white shorts and red socks. But Carmona has gone down. Off the ball, it looked like she has got a heavily strapped right thigh, the Spanish captain, but she's back up on her feet. Not sure what happened there. She's back underway, back on the ball, and knocks it over the top. And Karen Bardsley, the time has been cut in half for Arsenal in terms of getting themselves back into this tie. They're going to need a really big 45 minutes.
No, they will, but Caitlin Ford is always already underway and leading the Arsenal attack.
Chloe Kelly, ball into the box, and Russo's free. There it is! The opening goal for Arsenal. The perfect start to the second half. Chloe Kelly to Alessia Russo. First time and beyond Miso Rodriguez into the back of the net. And it is Arsenal who lead here at the Emirates.
And we were just talking about the intent. Were Arsenal going to start the second half the way they started the first? The desire was there, absolutely, yes. Great driving cross field from Caitlin Ford out to Chloe Kelly for a delightful cross the back stick for Alessia Russo to slam home past Misa in the Real Madrid goal. What a start for Arsenal. Real Madrid are going to be absolutely shocked.
We do have a little delay because they are checking if Alessia Russo was in an offside position. She was very close to Rodriguez when she got on the end of Chloe Kelly's cross, but it was all legal. And I thought that was us back underway, but Senior Brun just a little bit eager to get play restarted. This time the whistle goes, we're back underway. The goal stands. It is Arsenal 1, Real Madrid 2, and Real Madrid's 2-goal lead from the first leg has been cut in half. And the thing I liked about that as well, Karen, there was no big celebration from Alessia Russo. It was let's get the ball back on that centre circle, get back underway. There's still a job to be done.
The determination to absolutely get that job done. I love that from Alessia Russo. She's stepping up and she's trying to prove that she is a big game player.
How will this change the momentum of this Champions League quarter-final tie? Arsenal on attack again with Ford, left-hand side of the penalty area. It's deflected and it is cleared by Real Madrid, out for an Arsenal throw-in.
I think this is what we talked about, Ailey, at halftime, wasn't it? About someone taking the game by the scruff of the neck and driving at the Real Madrid defence. And that's exactly what Caitlin Ford did. And it was a great delivery from Chloe Kelly for that goal.
She's had a couple of good deliveries, Chloe Kelly. That one, though, falling perfectly for Alessio Russo, who has been such a goal threat since Rennie Slagers took over. That her 15th goal since the change of management at Arsenal. She seems to have given her a real new lease of life.
It's almost a single-minded focus, isn't it, for Alessia Russo? She knows exactly what she needs to do. I think she's developed her link-up play. You know, she's been so strong, and she's developed like this fantastic little role. The defenders she can turn one touch into a really lethal either pass or opportunity to strike, and she just needs to keep doing that the rest of the evening. Just get in the Real Madrid box.
Great ball down the line from Williamson. First time cross from Kelly, and there is Caldenti, and there is the second. And listen to the Emirates erupt from 2 goals behind in this tie at the break. In the blink of an eye, Arsenal have it all square. And Mariona Caldenti, the little Spaniard, is engulfed by her teammates over in that corner in front of the Arsenal support. What a start to the second half.
And Chloe Kelly take about 2 absolutely phenomenal balls into the area that Arsenal have struggled to convert in the first half, but make no doubt about it, Mariona Caldenti there again with a late intense run through the midfield, slamming it home with her head. And again, Real Madrid are in shock. Misa Rodriguez with her hands on her hips in the Real Madrid goal. Can't believe what just happened.
Talk about a shift in momentum. Arsenal now all square in this tie. 2-0 they lead on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. And what a moment for the Barcelona fan and former Barcelona player Mariona Caldenti up against her once upon a time arch rivals.
Oh, you were waiting for that, weren't you? She's getting one back.
She has been such an influence in this game tonight, Caldenti, and now she has her name on the score sheet, and Arsenal smell an opportunity of a semi-final. They have been there 7 times before. It looked unlikely that they would make that 8. Well, it's all of a sudden looking much more possible for Rennie Slagers' side. And how much does it now come down to game management for Arsenal? The adrenaline must be pumping.
Oh, it absolutely is. The enthusiasm, the roar of the crowd. And Chloe Kelly's on her way.
On her way again. Emily Fox, edge of the box. Kelly, right foot just over the top of the crossbar. She has come out in this second half and been absolutely electrifying.
Oh, she's feeling herself, Chloe Kelly. Tails are up for Arsenal, and they know that they're on top, and they absolutely don't want to let any of this intensity up.
No, and they are going straight with the press for the goal kick that's played short, and it's forced Mendes to go long, and Kim Little is able to win it, but it's fallen to Brun. She's got Caroline Weir just on the halfway line, Caicedo just ahead of her on the left hand side, and Carmona holds the ball for Real Madrid, trying to get a little bit of calm in proceedings, because Arsenal have come out here and started like a house on fire, but they have won the ball back. Arsenal on the right hand side, Chloe Kelly driving forward, but Carmona just knocks it out of play. She was looking for the free kick, the Real Madrid captain, but she's not going to get it. It will be an Arsenal throw halfway between the halfway line and the edge of Real Madrid's penalty area, and Emily Fox will gladly take that and try and start another attack for what has been a rampant start from Arsenal.
You're getting so much joy down this right hand side for Arsenal. I'll let you take over as Alessia Russo is on the attack.
On the attack, and with 2 Real Madrid players around her, she did really well to try and worm her way out, but win a throw in on the right hand side, and it's level with the penalty area. Another opportunity for Arsenal to keep this pressure on Real Madrid, and the Arsenal crowd and inside the Emirates here have been lifted by a stunning start to the second half. Arsenal with 2 quick fire goals to get this Champions League quarter-final tie all square on aggregate. Williamson with the ball, she's going to go back to her goalkeeper, but she's made an error. Caroline Weir one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but Leah Williamson does really well. It was Signe Brun actually who was scampering forward, and Williamson did so well to get herself back in between Signe Brun and the goal and thwart the striker, who then had to foul Williamson.
Yeah, Leah Williamson just dawdled a little bit too much on the ball and didn't quite make that pass in time. And Signe Bruun is an absolutely world-class player. She covered the distance and managed to nick the ball, but Leah Williamson recovered very, very well.
Just a little warning for Arsenal, perhaps, that this Real Madrid team, it is stacked full of talent. There are real attacking threats and they can't let their guard down at all. But Arsenal on the attack, ball into the penalty area, looking for Ford. But that is headed away by Garcia, and now Real Madrid get it clear. Signe Bruun was offside position though, so she can't get on the end of that long ball. Steph Catley able to pick it up deep into Arsenal's half. She's got support from Caldente and Little, and now the chants of Arsenal FC start to ring around the Emirates. They're beginning to smell something special, this home crowd.
There's blood in the water, that's for sure. I think they just have to manage these moments where Real Madrid are just trying to find the space in between the two banks of four when the ball transitions into Real Madrid's possession.
Yeah, Caicedo was on the ball there, and Leah Williamson went in with a challenge, and she's come off the worst, I think, the Arsenal captain. She's still down on the ground, so Arsenal have managed to take a real dent off Real Madrid's first leg lead. It is 2-0 on the night for the Gunners, and now it's 2-2 on aggregate, and perhaps a little bit of inspiration for Chelsea, who will have to do the same against Manchester City tomorrow night. They trail by 2-0 from the first leg. Vivian Miedema at the double for City. They go again tomorrow night, and you can listen to live commentary of their quarter-final right here on Radio 5 Live, and also on TikTok. A brand new BBC Women's Football space has been launched over the week. Lots of content from the women's game. Just go to @BBC Women's Football and see everything that is on there. Are you a TikToker, Karen?
I had one video that went viral over lockdown, and now I'm famous.
Amazing. So it's not something I've become adept at, I have to say. But Arsenal move forward. The pass just a little bit heavy out to Chloe Kelly, and it has gone out for a throw-in in that left back area, which Carmona will take. So the drama galore here tonight in this Women's Champions League quarter-final. Will we get the same drama in the FA Cup quarter-finals that take place across the weekend? A couple of commentaries for you on Saturday here on 5 Live. Fulham against Palace at 12:15, Brighton against Forest at 5:15, and then Steve Crossman will host from Preston against Aston Villa on Sunday. Also commentary of Celtic against Hearts on Saturday afternoon in the Scottish Premiership. That's at 3 o'clock. Celtic needing 4 more wins for the title after that defeat to Rangers in their last game. But here at the Emirates, Arsenal looking to find the goal that would take them into the lead in this quarter-final tie for the first time. They trailed by 2-0 from the first leg, and an absolutely electrifying start to the second half has seen them claw that back to all square.
I have to say, I saw a replay of that goal from Mariona's header. I'll come back to that later.
Yeah, Russo just trying to get in ahead of Mendes, but out comes Rodriguez to clutch the ball before the Arsenal striker can get any sort of purchase on it, and now Real Madrid look to break again, but it's a poor pass from Carmona to Caicedo. It's gone behind the Colombian and out for an Arsenal throw-in just inside Real Madrid's half on the right-hand side. Emily Fox looks to take it. Do you want to continue?
Absolutely, sorry, yeah. No, all I was saying was like the importance of Alessia Russo in allowing Caldente to get into the box, because she made a crucial block on Lacroix, I think it was, to allow the freedom for Mariona Caldente to actually meet that ball and slam it home. And I think a lot of that type of stuff is going to go unnoticed.
Long ball from Williamson, looking for Fox on the right-hand side. She drops it back to Kelly, who's got Caldente inside her, and I don't know how many times I have said Mariona Caldente's name tonight, but I feel like she is involved in absolutely everything, as Chloe Kelly goes down under pressure and wins a free kick for Arsenal around 30 yards out from the Real Madrid goal. An opportunity to swing it into the penalty area for Arsenal.
I just think this is where a great opportunity to be clever and just go and play, but it's going to get blown back.
Too clever.
Oh, I loved it. That's the thinking that they need, though. They need to be bright, less predictable, and they have been. It's exactly how they've started the second half.
Yeah, Silvia Gasparotti, the Italian referee, not happy with how quickly Arsenal took that free kick. She hadn't even had her vanishing spray put down yet. But now we have it.
What do you think Renee Schleger said at halftime? To get it.
You have been in a lot more dressing rooms than me, but I can imagine. I can't even imagine, because it was such a fast start to the second half. Whatever she said, it certainly worked wonders. Katie McCabe standing over this free kick. She'll hit it in left foot, looking for the run of Catley, and there it is! There is the goal that takes Arsenal into the lead in this quarter-final. Alessia Russo gets on the end of the loose ball and absolutely smashes it past Rodriguez to give Arsenal the lead. And the Emirates is on their feet. The red and white scarves are twirling all around this pitch in celebration of what has been a quite phenomenal opening 10-12 minutes to this second half. And what a finish from Alessia Russo.
I genuinely think that Real Madrid are still in the changing room, or maybe they've just fallen asleep, because that was a delightful goal from Alessia Russo. Again, just a fantastic ball in, just outside the edge of the area, maybe 30 yards out. And it was a ball, a header, back across goal. And yet again, like I said, Alessia Russo reorganizes her feet, makes fantastic contact with her laces, and just smashes it past Misa in the Real Madrid goal. That's a great header there.
And they're on the attack again. Mariona Caldente driving towards the penalty area on the edge of the D. She's forced out wide, and it looked like it was going to open up there for Arsenal to really turn the screw, but over the top, and that very nearly fell for Leonardson Monum. But a good header away. It has fallen though to Caitlin Ford on the edge of the penalty area. Now Leonardson Monum, she's got Katie McCabe for support. Left side of the penalty area, drops it back to Caldente. Can't quite get the ball in. Arsenal, she's gone for the pass inside. Kim Little does really well. Now she drives forward and looks to get the ball across, but it's a sliding challenge from Mendes that puts the ball out for an Arsenal corner. Relentless pressure.
Absolutely. Real Madrid are really struggling to cope, and there's just overloads and players getting forward all over again. Really good movement from Kim Little to move out to Arsenal's left in that half space and take on players 1v1, and that's exactly what we spoke about at halftime, wasn't it? Get into the box and drive at your player.
3 goals in 13 minutes. I heard Kim Little speaking about the fact that they got 2 in 90 seconds at the weekend, and therefore that shows it doesn't take long to score a goal. Well, 3 in 13 minutes is pretty good as well.
Oh, it's on tenterhooks now, isn't it?
And they have the corner, Arsenal. Katie McCabe lofts it in to the penalty area, goes towards the back post, free header, and it's gone out for, it's a goal kick. It's gone out for, Arsenal were looking for another corner, but that was a free header right at the back post. And again Arsenal putting the pressure on. This time Real Madrid survive, but they are behind for the first time, Real Madrid, in this 2-legged quarter-final tie. It is 3-0 to Arsenal on the night. They have turned this quarter-final around, and they are looking for more. And that third goal, Steph Catley winning the header, it was brilliant from her to knock it down into that dangerous place. And Alessia Russo just has that brilliant ability to be in the right place.
I think the important thing is that Steph Catley didn't give up on it.
Ball across again. This is going to be straight into the hands of Rodriguez. First time from Chloe Kelly out on that right hand side, and we have seen that a lot in this second half. That pace of play, just get the ball into the penalty area.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like I said, you just have to try to make them uncomfortable. That pressure has been tremendous, and we question whether or not they'd be able to do it. Would it be tenable over the course of 60 minutes? And they've proven that they can.
I think I might have got a little overexcited. 3-2 it is on aggregate. I think I might have said 3-1.
That's all right, it's exciting.
It is. There's a lot of goals, there's a lot going on. As the ball comes in from Real Madrid, and that is just floated onto the top of Van Domselaar's goal. from the left-hand side.
It's been a really, really exciting game, very transitional since those 3 goals have been scored.
So Arsenal with the goal kick.
But very much in control, I would say, Arsenal.
Yeah, absolutely. They are indeed. As Arsenal play out short, but there's pressure from Signe Brun. Leah Williamson, just the edge of her penalty area. She lofts it clear, but again the foot comes in. But there is Leah Williamson doing a fantastic defensive job to win that ball and try and start an attack. But I don't think Alessia Russo is going to get onto that. No, she is not. And Real Madrid clear it, but it's a poor clearance. It is to Chloe Kelly, and she holds the ball up well. Again, she's got support from Caldenti, from Kim Little, who drops back to Leah Williamson on the halfway line. Caldenti bringing it forward once again for Arsenal, and Arsenal able to just slow the game down a little bit, hold possession. The momentum has shifted, Karen, in that it is now up to Arsenal to try and dictate this game.
It really is. You're going to see a different side to Real Madrid as Signe Brun is putting Steph Catley under some immense pressure, and Caicedo is getting about the pitch, and it's going to be managing these moments. It's crucial for Arsenal.
It is indeed, as Van Domselaar lofts it high, but it's won by the head of Mendes. Back with Carmona, under pressure from Chloe Kelly. She's forced to drop back to her goalkeeper as Arsenal continue to put the pressure on, and that is a rushed clearance from the goalkeeper under that pressure from Rousseau as Steph Catley and Signe Brun tangle just outside the centre circle.
If I was Arsenal, I'd go and target Maria Mendes. I think right now the right-sided centre-back for Real Madrid, she just looks like she's lost her touch a little bit in terms of putting way too much on back passes, making some funny decisions. I would certainly put Freedom on him just in front of her, maybe add that additional threat of Alessia Russo running in behind to just make her as uncomfortable as possible and attack that space.
The free kick has gone the way of Arsenal. It is just inside the Real Madrid half. Caldenti standing over it, but it will be Katie McCabe who lofts it long. Brilliant ball cross field. Chloe Kelly picks it up, right hand edge of the penalty area, cuts it back, but not quite to where Alessia Russo was loitering, and it's able to be picked up by Angladal, who tries to move it forward, but Kim Little slides in to just win the ball back for Arsenal. And she's a player, Kim Little, who sort of realise how much work she does when she's not there.
Yeah, no, she's been there and done it. She's so experienced, she's so clever with her support movements, and you know, she's really, really tidy on the ball, and that's exactly what Arsenal need. Just make the right decisions at the right time.
She absolutely skips past Angladal beautifully, Kim Little, to find Kelly on the right hand side, and she's got Fox for support, but Kelly gets it back, and Arsenal able to enjoy possession a little bit. And the supporters in here, they're certainly enjoying their evening so far. Lovely step over from Fox, allows it to run on to Kelly, right edge of the penalty area. She tries to get it into the box, but Carmona is able to just direct it out for another Arsenal corner. She's been very dangerous, Chloe Kelly, and she looks like she loves being able to enjoy time on the field again.
Yeah, no, I think she's been playing really well, full of confidence. Again, a lot of versatility, but you can see Kim Little, just as that ball was blocked by the Real Madrid defender, asking for the cutback. They had Kim Little and Mariona Caldenti at the edge of the area, absolutely in acres of space.
So it is a corner to Arsenal. On the right hand side is just in front of us. Beth Mead goes through quite a vigorous warm-up. We may see her shortly, but the ball now played in. They're looking for the back post again. Russo is there, and it's gone wide, and she's asking for the corner kick, but it will be a goal kick to Real Madrid. Another really dangerous delivery.
I think Arsenal doing really well at, again, maintaining possession, kind of working their way through the midfield, being composed. I think that's something that they've certainly managed so far in the second half, much better than the first, and not just lumping balls into the box for the sake of it.
It certainly has been a very different second half performance in terms of the threat that Arsenal have carried in this second half. They've managed to score 3 goals to give themselves a 3-2 lead on aggregate in this quarter-final tie. A semi-final against Lyon awaits the winner of this quarter-final match after their comprehensive victory over Bayern Munich. 6-1 on aggregate, the French side ran out winners. So that is who lies in wait for whoever can find a way through this quarter-final. And at the moment it is advantage Arsenal, as Kim Little does great work to win the ball off Angledal in the middle of the pitch and bring possession back to Arsenal. And it's quite a daunting prospect, Lyon in the semi-final, Karen, but one that both of these teams will relish.
Well, they'll certainly be up for it.
As Arsenal drive forward, Chloe Kelly goes down under pressure, nothing given, and Real Madrid able to get the ball up that left-hand touchline, and Caroline Weir just can't get it under control. She's been quiet tonight, the Scotland international.
Yeah, I think we've not seen the best of her yet, but obviously I think Real Madrid's game plan has just gone out the window with that third goal. So I think she'll kind of try to grow into the game, but Arsenal are doing so well to kind of keep possession. They know how dangerous she can be, so don't give her any opportunity to prove it.
The ball through to Leonardson Monham, flicked over her shoulder. It almost fell to Emily Fox, but Carmona was there. She was under pressure. She had nowhere to go, though. The American forcing her to just put the ball out, and it will be an Arsenal throw-in. Level with the penalty area as we see changes beginning to be made. Beth Mead is stripped and ready to come on, and that is another attacking option that Arsenal have from the bench. Beth Mead, named amongst the Lionesses squad for their doubleheader against Belgium this week, one of 4 Arsenal players to be named in Serena Wiegmann's squad, as Caldenti brings it forward, penalty area, finds Rousseau, but she just can't quite get her toe on the end of that inviting little prodded ball through the Real Madrid backline. Another opportunity for Arsenal, and again it is one in midfield. Chloe Kelly doing the hard yards this time, and Emily Fox picks it up, right hand side of the pitch. She drops it back to Leah Williamson, who's got Steph Catley, every player in Real Madrid's half of the pitch. Williamson on the ball, able to just stand and take a bit of time and look for options.
Again, really good patience, just allowing Arsenal to get back their attacking structure, to get players in the right support positions in between the lines to be able to progress the ball through the midfield.
Kelly again twisting, turning, trying to find Caldenti. The Spaniard does so well under pressure. Ball into the box. Rousseau! There it is! Number 4 for Arsenal. Number 3 for Alessia Rousseau. And this tie is surely going the way of Arsenal now. 4-2 on aggregate, 4-0 on the night, and what a time to get a hat-trick.
Wow, the desire to be able to get on the end of that. She was so positive with her movement. She's going in front of Lacroix to get across the Real Madrid centre-back, and she just wanted it more. But it was a lovely teasing ball in from a wide area again, on the ground. Just needed a big foot, and Alessia Russo just had to slam it home. Unbelievable from Arsenal. What a turnaround.
What a turnaround indeed, as the crowd give Alessia Russo all their love, because what a performance the second half has been from Arsenal. But the threat that Russo has caused, the ball in from Leonardson Monham, and it was perfectly weighted for Russo to slide in and just get that touch on it that took it beyond Rodriguez in the Real Madrid goal. As the changes prepared to be made, oh, the goal has actually been disallowed. It's very confusing, because Real Madrid took centre, and then the referee blew the whistle again, and the ball has gone back to Rodriguez. So the goal has been disallowed for offside. So we are back to 3-0 on the night and 3-0 on aggregate as Arsenal make that change. And Chloe Kelly comes off for Beth Mead, and Leonardson Monum makes way as well. Leah Volti coming on, and Beth Mead like for like with Chloe Kelly, but Leah Volti, a much more defensively minded midfielder.
Yeah, you could tell that this is probably a pre-planned substitution. Leah Volti is going to guarantee protection in front of the back line when I imagine that Real Madrid start trying to push to the midfield. But was it a bit preemptive from Renee Slagers taking Chloe Kelly off so early? But hey, if you have to replace her with someone, why not Beth Mead? What a fantastic substitution to be able to make. Such talent.
Absolutely, and Real Madrid, they're going to prepare to make a triple substitution of their own. They're waiting until the next break of play, though, before they do so. So we are back underway. That Alessia Russo goal disallowed for offside. So it is Arsenal 3, Real Madrid 0. And Arsenal still have that slender 1-goal lead on aggregate as somebody goes down under pressure. I'm not sure who it is, but looks to be a little bit painful for one of the Arsenal players. Is it Katie McKay? No, it's Caldenti. She looks like she's going to be okay, and Arsenal will hope she is, because she has been sensational. We're just getting a little look at the offside, and it was the shoulder of Alessia Russo, incredibly tight.
No, it was tight, but you know, she did so well, Alessia Russo, to kind of move, just to make herself a little bit more difficult to track, but it was just a little bit early, and it's all about that timing in the attacking third. Unfortunately, just got that one wrong.
Katie McKay moves the ball from the free kick out to the right hand side, where Beth Mead is now in situ, replacing her England teammate Chloe Kelly. And Mead, right hand side, Alessia Russo, will it fall to Kayla Ford? No, it is a great challenge from Mendes to put it out of play. Another really quick attack from Arsenal, this time Beth Mead with the cross in, almost fell to Russo, and instead it nearly then fell to Caitlin Ford. But Real Madrid, they're going to make this triple change now. Amongst the players coming on, Yasmin Ribeiro, the Brazilian left-sided player. Something wrong with the substitution boards at the moment. There we are. So the first change will actually be Alba Redondo, who carries a real threat. She's coming on for Carmona. It is more likely going to be Yasmin Ribeiro that replaces the Spanish captain in that left-back area. And also coming on, Naomi Feller, French international, who's actually won the Champions League, Feller, when she was on loan at Lyon 5 years ago.
Watched Feller play the under-23s with France, and she's a really lively player, really dribbly sort of winger.
Yeah, just having a little bit of confusion over who's all come on and gone off. We saw who went on, but who's all come off, because the substitutes boards weren't working, which is they weren't, not ideal when you're
Athena Del Castillo's come off, and I think that's who Naomi Feller's come on for.
But Real Madrid going long, it's come off the head of Valti, but it will drop kindly for Williamson. That's an interesting back pass, but Van Domselaar deals with it well as Feller puts her under pressure. Fox now back to Williamson. Williamson knocks it out. It'll be a throw-in for Real Madrid, and it feels at this stage, with Arsenal getting that goal, that would give them that 2-goal buffer, then for it to be disallowed. All these changes that have now happened for both teams, it feels like a little bit of a pivotal moment, this, Karen, as both teams try to sort of regain control of this game.
No, it certainly does feel pivotal as Alessia Russo traces down the ball over the top. But yeah, no, you can tell Real Madrid are going to go for it. They've put on some really attacking-minded players again. Naomi Fowler just moving in between this right wing position to support Linda Caicedo. Definitely going to throw some more numbers.
Yeah, they certainly have plenty of attacking threat on the pitch now, Real Madrid. Alba Redondo, 13 goals this season. for the Spaniards. She opened the scoring on Sunday in that famous win against Barcelona that they had. So attacking threat from her, and also from Naomi Feller, like we spoke about. So Real Madrid are having to throw everything at it because there is a semi-final at stake. But Arsenal have won a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area, and we're getting a little bit of back and forward now. Beth Mead getting involved there, and the referee is coming across. Sheila Garcia and Beth Mead just having a little bit of pushing and shoving. Do you like to see a bit of that, Karen? Argy-bargy.
Hey, listen, there's a lot riding on this game, a lot of spice, and I think Real Madrid are probably really frustrated by the fact that they've just kind of thrown away a 2-0 lead, and they certainly don't look as threatening as one might expect. It's again been very much all Arsenal.
And that conversation has continued into the penalty area with Beth Mead, but ready for this free kick, which is just on the left-hand edge of the penalty area. It will be swung in, going for goal, and it's a wonderful header from Lacroix, because that ball was heading towards the back post area, and Lacroix able to just direct it out for an Arsenal corner. That might have been sneaking in at the back post, Karen. What a wicked free kick it was from Beth Mead.
And Mendes knows it. She knows she got away with one there, I think. A sign of relief on her face.
Yeah, just getting a replay. That looked like it might have nestled in at Rodriguez's back post, but for a wonderful defensive header from Lacroix. But now it is an Arsenal corner. They lead by 3-0 on the night. It's gone back post. Rodriguez clutches it though out of the air. It is 3-2 to Arsenal on aggregate. This game balanced on an absolute knife edge as we head towards the 80th minute mark. Arsenal know if they can see this game out with this scoreline, they will be Champions League semi-finalists, taking on Lyon for a place in the final in Lisbon. But this game feels like it might not be over yet. Great ball in, Russo, and she's thwarted by a great challenge from Mendes. Again, it will be an Arsenal corner, but Alessia Russo is finding so many pockets of space tonight.
She's been absolutely deadly, hasn't she? She's coming across the centre back, she's constantly receiving on the move, or linking up play, or holding up play and letting her fellow Arsenal attackers run into the box for a set. She's absolutely been everywhere.
Another corner for Arsenal from the right hand side. Again, it goes long. Catley is there, Russo is there. Oh, and that has just gone past Rodriguez's right hand post by a whisker. A wonderful header from Alessia Russo. She's been denied her hat-trick by an offside flag. She very nearly regained it there. Brilliant header.
Again, really close, and an interesting delivery from Beth Mead from the corner. Really lofted that ball, almost had snow on it. It took an absolute age to come down, but Alessia Russo did really well to keep the Real Madrid centre back at bay.
She had Rodriguez scrambling, that is for sure. But it is a throw in to Real Madrid, right hand side. It's gone back to the goalkeeper. It's short though. Here is Alessia Russo, one touch, beautiful strike, and it's a brilliant save down to our left hand side from Rodriguez. What an opening, what an opportunity for Alessia Russo to absolutely rubber seal a place in the semi-finals. Great save from the goalkeeper.
It was, but I think Alessia Russo could have done better, to be honest. She does a really good job of taking a touch towards the centre of the goal, opening the goal up, and just tries to place it across Misa's left foot, but probably could have done a little bit better.
Here they come again. Katie McKay, back post. Beth Mead is there, but it's not fallen to an Arsenal player. It does now though. Caitlin Ford scrapping away for the ball. She's won the free kick just on the D of the Real Madrid penalty area. Another huge opportunity for Arsenal. They lead by 3-0. They lead 3-2 on aggregate. Another goal for Arsenal on what has been a stunning performance in this second half would all but seal it. As we get the attendance here at the Emirates, 22,517 inside the Emirates tonight. A fantastic crowd, and they have been delivered a fantastic performance by their team, who have turned around what looked like a real mountain to climb. Only once before in the Women's Champions League knockout stages has a 2-0 defeat in the first leg been turned around. to a victory, and Arsenal were the team that did it before, and it looks at the moment like they might be about to do it again as Beth Mead stands over this free kick. It is just on the intersection between the D and the edge of the penalty area, so slightly left of centre. An opportunity to try and get it around this Real Madrid wall. The whistle blows and Beth Mead curls it right foot, and it's just whistled over the top of the crossbar. Good effort from Beth Mead, but they know as well, Arsenal, one more goal for the visitors and this game will be heading towards extra time, and they have worked so hard, Arsenal. They will want to get it done in 90 minutes tonight. They will want to see this performance through as they give away a free kick just on the halfway line, and Katie McCabe is going to need a little bit of attention. The Republic of Ireland international just lying flat on her back, but it's balanced so finely this time.
Yes, it really is. It's on a knife edge, isn't it? I mean, as you say, there's that emotional component around wanting to get yourself into the semi-final as quickly as possible and managing that and just trying to stay in the moment, which is something that can be quite difficult as a player. And then you've got Real Madrid, who are just going to throw numbers forward, kind of really look to target those wide areas and see if, you know, the likes of Katie McCabe, the likes of Emily Fox can stay switched on for another 7 to 10 minutes or so.
It has been an incredibly dominant performance from Arsenal this evening. 67% possession. They had a lot of possession in the first half, but hadn't really quite tested Rodriguez in the Real Madrid goal. But in this second half, they have scored 3 superb goals. 2 from Alessia Russo and 1 from their little Spanish midfielder Mariona Caldente. 14 shots on goal Arsenal have had, compared to Real Madrid's 1, which was that Caicedo opportunity in the first half that was well saved.
Well, the scary thing is, right, that was well saved, and I think there's a deflection onto the post as well, and that's all it takes. So Arsenal need to really stay switched on, because they are lethal, Real Madrid, on the counter-attack.
They are, and Feller's trying to get the better of Ford, but Ford does really well, and it goes out for an Arsenal throw-in just right next to the corner flag, deep in their own half. And Real Madrid will try and pen Arsenal in here and try and put a press on them and win this ball back in a dangerous area. As Katie McCabe comes back on the pitch after receiving that little bit of treatment, and she will take the throw-in.
The subs and the coaching staff down there warming up on the touchline are absolutely furious at how long this has taken to get back into play.
Arsenal deploying all the tactics, all the tricks, as Russo tries to spin Garcia, but Garcia does well. It is hoisted into the night sky though, and will go out for an Arsenal throw-in in their defensive half, level with their own penalty area, and McCabe goes up the touchline looking for Russo again, and Russo gets a toe to it, nods it past Mendes. Absolutely brilliant, but she can't quite get on the end of it, and Mendes is able to clear things up and get the ball back to her goalkeeper. But really clever play from Alessia Russo. She was isolated, she was on her own, and she very nearly made something happen.
Oh, she works the defender really well, doesn't she, Maria Mendes? And Alessia Russo got an outstretched arm as Real Madrid start to counter.
Caicedo on the ball, goes inside to Feller, and Feller, she's able to get through. She's on the byline, but it's not going to be able to sit up for her, and it will go out for an Arsenal goal kick. And these two together, Caicedo and Feller, they're so dangerous.
They really are. Interchanging positions, I think, on the attack. You see Caicedo starting to start centrally and then pull out wide, and Naomi Feller fills in centrally as well. They're both absolutely rapid, and you can just see, you know, Caroline Weir waiting at the edge of the area for the pullback. So Arsenal cannot switch off.
They showed on Sunday, Real Madrid, that they can score goals very late on as well. It was well beyond the 85th minute that Caroline Weir scored 2 goals to give Real Madrid their first ever win against Barcelona. So they're not shy of a late goal, Real Madrid, and if they were to get one here, we would be heading to extra time. But as things stand, it is Arsenal who have the advantage, as Beth Mead looks to try and play it in to the path of Russo, but it's gone all the way through to Rodriguez.
Beth Mead knows that's the wrong decision. She puts her hands up straight away and apologises. I think now you just have to really be cognizant of the time, manage the game state.
We are into the final 3 minutes of the 90 here at the Emirates as Caitlin Ford gets in behind Feller to the byline, cuts it back, there's Russo, but it's blocked and it falls into the hands of Rodriguez. Another great opportunity, really direct running from Caitlin Ford, and again Russo in that right position, but Arsenal turn it over again. Kim Little under pressure from Athenio, she does well to win it back, but Feller's poor touch allows Roord back inside, left hand side, she's level with the edge of the penalty area, she's looking for the ball across, but she's going to hold on to it, make sure that she keeps possession for Arsenal. She's got McCabe, who's now driving towards the penalty area. Lovely ball down the side, Kim Little pulls it back, and there is the header of Mead, but it's gone just to the edge of the penalty area where Fox waits, and she goes back to Leah Volti, and Volti into Mead. Halfway between the halfway line and Real Madrid's penalty box. Arsenal keeping possession well and still posing a threat. Mead in behind, there's Russo, right foot, and it's into the back of the net. That is the goal that seals it, and that is offside.
Oh, you can see it. No,
she's denied again.
The run was too early. It was a fantastic run and a really well-weighted pass, but no, it was too early. That's so unfortunate. How many goals does she need to score tonight to get her hat-trick?
Well, she's had the ball in the net now 4 times, but only 2 of them have counted. Alessia Russo. It was a really lovely pass, and it's really tight again. I think if that one goes to the lines, it is really, really tight. A beautiful finish from Russo, just squeezing it down the left-hand side of Rodriguez, in between the goalkeeper and the near post. But again, it won't count. So Arsenal still lead by 3-0 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. We are into the final minute of this Women's Champions League quarter-final. Arsenal heading for an 8th semi-final where they will play Lyon. Right-hand side of the penalty area, cut back just ahead of Russo, who was driving into the box, and out for a goal kick.
It's been a Mariona Caldente masterclass tonight, I think, for me. She's picked up first and second balls. She's held on to it in the right moment. She's released the passes in the right moments. She can see where the dangerous spaces are to attack. She's combining well with the opposite fullback and the opposite winger in Beth Mead and Emily Fox. She's been absolutely outstanding tonight and deserves all the credit.
She has been a joy to watch, Mariona Caldente. She's had a wonderful season for Arsenal. A fantastic signing for the club as Arsenal prepare to make another change, and captain Kim Little is going to go off, such a favourite at Arsenal, and Stina Blackstenius will come on, and she will play up alongside Alessia Russo. Another attacking threat as the board goes up. 6 minutes of added time, 6 minutes for Arsenal to hang on to this 1-goal lead in this quarter-final tie as Real Madrid knock it forward, but Katie McCabe is there. Madrid win it back, and again McCabe lofts it into the sky, and Beth Mead has got a foot race with Yasmin Redondo on that right hand side, and Redondo comes out on top and wins the throw-in for Real Madrid, and time is running out for the Spaniards. They had that 2-goal lead from the first leg. It has been all but wiped out, and now Blackstenius is through, right edge of the penalty area. She's got Ford in the middle, she goes herself, she's held it up on the byline, but there's nobody there, and she needed to maybe release that a little quicker, Karen.
It was difficult because there was absolutely no one in the box with her. She found herself on the ball, running at the goal, and had no one to combine with. That was disappointing.
Feller for Real Madrid, halfway between the halfway line and the Arsenal penalty area, trying to get an attack started. Athenia looks round the corner for Caicedo, and she's done well, Caicedo, to hold off McCabe, but McCabe gets back at her, and Real Madrid will have a throw-in level with the penalty area on this right hand side, which Garcia goes forward to take, and she finds Feller, but a brilliant toe in there from Mariona Caldente, wins possession back for Arsenal. It has been quite an incredible performance from Caldente, from an attacking sense, from a defensive sense, but now Arsenal are running forward, 4 players driving towards goal. Mead plays out to Fox on the right. She had the option to go central with Blackstenius, but Arsenal may be looking to just see this one out. We are into added time. We have played a minute and a half of the 6 as the ball goes out to the right hand side to Fox, edge of the penalty area. She cuts back, again looks to keep possession for Arsenal rather than just swing it into the penalty area. Arsenal happy to hold on to the ball, and is this where we get to see where all that experience comes into play, Karen? They've done this before, Arsenal. They've been semi-finalists in this competition 7 times before. They know what it takes.
No, they are very, very experienced. But again, all it takes for Real Madrid is just one moment as they regain possession.
The ball going through Leah Volte's legs, and now it is played forward. Caicedo's got the legs to get past Leah Williamson. Caicedo into the penalty area. Williamson falls down. Caicedo right-footed. What a save by Van Domselaar to thwart Caicedo, and now the shot comes in. It is blocked. It's fallen again to Redondo. This one takes a deflection and it goes out for a Real Madrid corner kick. And my goodness, this tie is not over yet.
The speed from Linda Caicedo attacking straight at Leah Williamson. I think sometimes it's difficult because you know that you're not supposed to square up and you just need to usher the attack away from goal, but Leah Williamson wants to go in and wants to try to make a tackle, but again, that's just an example. Quick run off the back shoulder and Linda Caicedo is in.
And Real Madrid will have a corner kick to try and take this game into extra time. They've seen their 2-goal lead from their home leg wiped away as the ball comes in. Back post, there's Athenia, but it's just over the top of her. I think Van Domselaar might have got a touch to deny the Spaniard a free header at the back post, and it will be a corner once again to Real Madrid, this time from this right-hand side. And Arsenal are living dangerously. There are groans coming from the Emirates crowd. In the ball goes again, and it's cleared. I think it was Williamson, Russo perhaps with the header to clear it off the line. And now Caldente is in possession, and she's got Russo. Russo goes long looking for Mead, but it's cut out by Garcia, who's driving forward now. We have got 2.5 minutes left as Caitlin Ford races clear. The goalkeeper's come out. She's got the ball past her. Caitlin Ford with the left-footed effort from just outside the penalty area, trickles wide of the post, and what a moment that was for Arsenal. This game has been sensational.
It's literally had everything, hasn't it? So much drama, so much excitement, and a really well-timed pass again. And Caitlin Ford was in.
2 minutes of the added 6 left to play as the referee pulls the game back for a free kick.
Mariona Caldente started to celebrate there. She thought that was the final whistle, bless her.
No, we still have some time to go, but the referee just saying, can you bring the ball back? It was deeper in your own half, that free kick, and it's Garcia, the goalkeeper, who plays it long. And Caldente wins that header, but it's fallen to the feet of Garcia. And Toletti tries to play it up the line, and they're once again sliding in to stop any threat of attack is Mariona Caldente.
She's been an absolutely phenom in the midfield today for Arsenal.
It has been a sensational performance, and she's now got an opportunity to release Blackstenius, which she does. She's got Lacrar alongside her, but this Blackstenius holds the ball up well, under pressure from Lacrar. She's heading back towards her own goal, but she's kept possession for Arsenal. Now the long ball. It's now Caldente up against Garcia. Caldente, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, Mariona Caldente, but what a challenge that was from Sheila Garcia. Just when Caldente was about to pull the trigger, there came the sliding challenge from Garcia to deny her. But Blackstenius now comes forward. She's trying to move the ball out to the left of Ford. This time she does so. Caitlin Ford heading towards the penalty box. She's slowing up, and now she's trying to just hold on to the ball because we are in the final 30 seconds. Ford into the penalty area, right-footed, and that's straight at the goalkeeper, who clutches it. And she will need to start an attack. Time is running out for Real Madrid. Linda Caicedo is demanding the ball gets played forward quickly. It doesn't. Caroline Weir loses it, and that is the full-time whistle. An absolute game for the ages for Arsenal. They are semi-finalists once again. What an incredible effort. 3 goals on the night to completely flip this tie on its head. And they can take all the acclaim from the 22,500 Arsenal fans inside the Emirates, because Karen Bardsley, that second half was about as good as they could have hoped for. It had everything, that performance.
It was electric, wasn't it? And it was an absolutely masterful game plan from Renee Slagers and well executed by the Arsenal players. You know, they had to go for it. They had so many opportunities in the first half, and they managed to capitalize it on the second, and that's absolutely what counts. Real Madrid have absolutely nothing left, and Arsenal are through.
There are Real Madrid bodies lying all over the pitch here at the Emirates. Their heads are in their hands. They have given everything. They were hoping that 2-0 win in Madrid would give them the opportunity to reach their first ever Women's Champions League semi-final. But that performance from Arsenal, that clinical second half performance, has absolutely shattered their dreams, and it is Rennie Slager's side who will go through to face Lyon in the semi-finals. And now the Arsenal fans inside here at the Emirates, they raise their red and white scarves aloft, and it is a sea of red and white across this bottom tier as they sing to their players who are standing in the centre circle in a big circle, their arms all around each other as they celebrate a special night here at the Emirates. And Karen, these are the games that you play for, these are the games you want to be part of.
Oh, absolutely. I've got goosebumps right now just watching what's unfolded just now. All these scarves in the air, the Arsenal team are in the centre of the pitch singing, swaying to the music as well, and they're not the only ones swaying. I mean, Mariona Caldente was absolutely phenomenal tonight alongside Kim Little. They owned that game. Real Madrid didn't have answers for just being absolutely overrun in the midfield. Leah Williamson stepped in there and created an overload. Alessia Russo dropped in and provided another overload as well. And Real Madrid just couldn't cope. The wingers were on fire. Chloe Kelly was absolutely just, I don't even have another word for it. She was just lit, you know. And then Caitlin Ford driving into the box, pulling, you know, cutbacks and just creating loads of opportunities and threats every single time they got in the area. I mean, I can't summarize it any better than that.
North London Forever is the song ringing out around the Emirates as the supporters and the players united as one in celebration of what has been a very special night in Arsenal's history, as they stake their claim, set their place, and prepare now to enjoy the build-up to what will be a fascinating semi-final against Lyon. It is finished here at the Emirates. Arsenal 3, Real Madrid 2. It is Arsenal who win this quarter-final 3-2 on aggregate.
Steph Hawson with us as well, and as Karen said there in her sum up, really, Caldente and Kim Little were two that she highlighted, which is exactly what you said pre-match, Steph.
Yeah, that midfield battle was certainly won by Arsenal. I think without a doubt this Arsenal team ran all over Real Madrid. Real Madrid never probably crossed the halfway line, maybe once or twice with their key players, but Arsenal, especially in that second half, Mark, I think them 10 minutes where they scored 3 goals was absolutely relentless, and that's what you've got to be at this level, and Arsenal was certainly that tonight.
Relentless is the word, isn't it? I mean, they basically strangled them within their own half.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the little few tweaks at half-time really helped. Caldente was allowed to go a little bit more further forward, and that meant there was more bodies in the box, and Chloe Kelly with a couple of assists tonight was massive because that game plan worked. I think getting it wide, getting bodies in the box and causing Real Madrid problem, and the centre half of Real Madrid didn't know who to go with, didn't know where to go with the run of Russo to pick up the player on the edge of the box. So fair play, Arsenal were outstanding tonight.
That handbrake then, Karen, did come off in the second half.
It sure did, and it was absolutely tremendous to watch. I think Steph added everything I was just about to say, but listen, it was the mentality, it was the approach. They fully believed, Arsenal did, that they could come back and turn this around, and like I said, it was a well-executed game plan. Numbers forward, bodies into the area. Alessia Russo was absolutely possessed tonight. You know, she got on the end of everything, even though they all didn't count. And, you know, it was just absolutely brilliant to watch. I'm so proud of the girls.
But even if you take the third goal and Russo's second as an example, Steph, other bodies in the box unsettled the Real Madrid defenders by the time the ball bounced for Russo to pounce.
It really did. I think for me, in the box you've got to be first the ball regardless. You've got to try and win them first contacts, and you've got to be ready for the second. And Arsenal, whether it was in the box or anywhere else on the pitch tonight, were first to everything. They created chaos, Mark, definitely for a fact. It's so hard to defend when you're like that and you're under pressure and your clearances aren't getting where you need to go, and Arsenal came out that second half absolutely frightening.
And she is flying at the moment, is Alessia Russo.
She is, and you know what, I'm actually really pleased for her. I think she got a lot of criticism at the beginning of this season. I think she was probably doing a bit too much work for the team and not being selfish enough as a striker, and being in and around that 18-yard box is where it happens for strikers, and I feel as though she showed a real maturity about her display today. And there's times where I might get across the front post, but I think in the second half a selection of runs were really cute and really clever. She recognised where the space was, and look, I think everything that she touched was going in the back of the net. She had a few offside which were very, very close, but ultimately she's got the goals that have got Arsenal into a semi-final of the Champions League.
Her finishes were very different, weren't they? Even for the offside ones, Karen. And by that I mean, you know, give her half a chance, as she knows how to put the ball away. Whatever she needs to do that. That's
absolutely right. You know, and she threw her body at the ball several times. You know, little volleys, or like just the bottom of the studs, or just like Steph said, you know, the runs across the box as well, across the near post, across the defenders. For me, it's the way that she kind of just constantly teases them, trying to move into spaces where they don't know if they should go in with her, they can't see her, she's on their blind side, on the shoulder, she pulls off, threatens in behind. So it's that constant movement that really unsettles the defenders, that for me allows her to create those chances as well, because the way she's timed the movement, albeit offside a few times, you can't, there's no substitute for the desire to make an impact in the game and never giving up and constantly believing in yourself. And honestly, I thought she was absolutely brilliant tonight. Timed her movement, Steph. I appreciate a couple were offside, but in the main, timed her movement. Knows her angles, it appears to be, wherever she is in the penalty box, knows her angles. And adjusts her body shape quickly. I mean, if you look at her second goal for Arsenal's third, she had to adjust her body shape very quickly to get over the ball, to make sure it didn't go over the bar. And I think that's Russo at her best, being able to adapt in them different situations. And you've seen strikers, whether that's in the male or the female game, that are the best at that, being able to adapt within a split second. And as a defender, you're probably expecting it to go one way, but as soon as they get the first contact, it's so hard to react because you're running backwards. And I feel as though, for me, I think she proved to be a bit of a difference. I think we're going to speak about Caldenti and Kim Little, but ultimately you need someone that's going to score in the other end, and she did that tonight. Lyon in the semi-finals, it's a mouth-watering prospect, isn't it? I can't wait to watch that game. I think Lyon, over the last couple of years, probably have not really performed as what we expected, because the likes of Barcelona have came into the mix and really kind of classed themselves as number one in Europe. But Lyon tonight were outstanding against Bayern Munich. To beat them 5-1 is very impressive, so it's kind of a mouth-watering semi-final. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Karen and Ailey at the Emirates. Arsenal through to the semi-finals to take on Lyon.